Good evening. This is Allison Penna, aka Bad Widow. And today I want to talk to you about how doing everything alone, doing the John Wayne thing, is overrated. But how do you know who is the best resource to solve whatever's going on? I have had a lot going on. I have been working on really ramping up my business. I have my boyfriend moved in April, and we've been changing things around in the apartment, which is complicated and stressful. And he mentions it, and I say, "You want to move what?" So it's tough sometimes. And then my mother-in-law, David's mom, slipped on some vitamin E oil, don't ask, and wound up in the ER. And I went to the hospital today, and they said, okay, she can go home now. Nobody called me. There were still things all over the floor, which I needed to sort out so that it would be safe for her to go back home. She was all disappointed. She wanted to get out tonight. Turned out there was going to be a massive thunderstorm, and it was raining like crazy. And my mother-in-law's in her 90s. So this was not a good scene. So I talked her into going tomorrow morning instead, so that I would have a chance to sort out her apartment so that it would be safe for her to go back there in the morning. But she was disappointed, and understandably so. It's just that I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull it off. And sometimes we can't pull it off. There's so much going on that we just can't get it done. And then what happens is overwhelm. And very often when we're getting to that place and we're going there, we've been trying to do it all ourselves, not asking for help, not reaching out. The question is, what kind of help? How do you know what support you need? So there's practical support. There's, things like help sorting out the apartment. There's emotional support, because I was so upset and so sad about disappointing her, and I was so overwhelmed. And in the end, what happened was my boyfriend provides me with amazing emotional support, and I have a friend, Jessica Chamberlain, who does this thing called transmutation, which is actually feeling into the emotions, not writing over them, not ignoring them, not shunting them to the left or the right, but feeling into them and actually just allowing them to be. And what happens with emotional transmutation is that if I run over the emotions, then they start running me. And so the emotional transmutation and actually feeling into the emotions usually brings me back to a place of peace eventually, because they were fighting to be heard, and they were fighting to tell me, don't do this alone. You're getting overwhelmed. You need to feel the feelings. You need to take the actions, and you need to reach out for support. And so Jessica provided me with some transmutation and also some really practical support tonight. And I feel much better. I feel much better. So the question is, how do you know what resource to reach out for? And I guess the answer is, what's the biggest breakdown? Start there. If the biggest breakdown is you're trying to run over your feelings, then you need to address your feelings and feel your feelings, because otherwise your feelings will start to run everything else. Then you have to reach out for whatever the particular support is that you need. Is it practical support? Is it help cleaning up? Is it company support? Is it, I just really need to get out of the house and go for a walk? What do you need? Because all your friends and all your family are not equal in this. There are people who are better for one thing than another thing, right? So it's a good idea to know which friends and family are good for what, because then you can ask the specific person that you need for that particular level of support and kind of support. It's magical, because if you ask the wrong person, then they can't provide it. It's not their capacity. So basically you're getting clear. I talk a lot about clarity, getting clear, and then you're reaching out to exactly the resource that can provide exactly what you need once you're clear. And if it's emotional, even if it's not transmutation, having someone just listen without judgment is a huge thing, especially right after Dave died. Having someone able to just listen to me and not try to fix me and not try to do anything, but just let me be, was enormous, It enabled me to go on and step into the next thing and step into the next thing. So that's it for today. Allison Penna, AKA Bad Widow. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.